Hello everyone, Timmy Manor here, back with another video. This time it's of an update to my Lamborghini Aventador SVJ and Lamborghini Aventador Ultimae. I've split them up into two different mocs now because that allows me to have one with the canopy, the Speed Champion style, and one with the brick build, just as I did with my Lamborghini Revuelto. And I'll show you some comparisons as well later on for the specific styles as well. I want to first cover the Ultimae because the updates in there are just really minor, really quick. As you can see here, there are some major updates for the SVJ, including openable doors. So that will be the bulk of the video, which will be a bit later. So let's look at the Aventador Ultimae. I've recolored this to gray. I've had this for a while now in the color gray because I actually think the Aventador Ultimae platform suits the gray color because the Ultimae, it's still a Lamborghini, it's still crazy, but without the massive spoiler at the rear, it's a bit more, it's a little bit more stealth. And I like having the gray. It's almost like a bit of a military look, but then like with the magenta accents for the wheels, I think they look fantastic for this car. The major update in the front is the fangs here, the downwards fangs like in the Aventador S as well, which I've incorporated here. I did have to sacrifice the piece that used to be underneath this to get a sort of better shape for the headlights, but I think having the fangs here are just fantastic and I wanted to get them, and I still have the right shape for the headlights on the SVJ, which I'll show you later. If I go to the rear, we've got the different style of fender piece here, which I've tried to experiment with just because this ends shorter at the back and it sort of fits with the way that the black kind of starts here. It's close, whereas if I use the longer fender piece, then it has a really jarring cut from the gray to the black here. So I had this in gray, I thought I might as well just use it. And then up here, we've got the black vents here just to give it a bit more color contrast at the rear. And also, I've changed this section to be the body color, so dark gray. It used to be black. I tried to use a sort of continuous black here, but I feel like having the body color at this section is better, and then like having the contrast roof here as well. And I like that actually increases the contrast of the shape here, the hexagon shape, which I really like as well. I think that's very Lamborghini. It's not perfectly accurate to the real thing. I think the real thing is actually an octagon or something like that. But I think the hexagon here is pretty close and it's very neat as well. So I like that a lot. No spoiler, obviously, gives it the sleek look. And with the Speed Champions canopy as well, it's like low down to as low as the canopy can get. So it's a very sleek looking car. And overall, definitely one of my favorites in the collection. So now we go down to the main course, which is the Aventador SVJ, now with opening doors. So first of all, I want to quickly show you that the door is not just opened upwards, but it's upwards and outwards as well, as you can see there. Opening and closing it is a little bit fiddly, but I'll show you how I do it. So have to first correct it by moving it inwards, like so. Here you go. Now it's perfectly straight up and down. And then you can just push it down and carefully slide it between some of the parts here. So it has to fit between this wedge piece and then this slope piece here, as you can see there. And once it fits in, it looks like it's almost seamless, really. I did have to switch this to the wedge slope instead of the full slope because it needs to have that slight bit of clearance there to actually allow this piece to hinge outwards. But I think that's a small sacrifice. I also took out the wing mirrors because it's the same thing. If the wing mirrors were on the doors, then it would clash in there and it wouldn't really close properly. I could have used a stud and put a wing mirror out here, but I think it would stick out a bit too far. It's really up to personal preference. Some people might like that more. I personally don't, so that's why I don't have the wing mirrors, but I might change my mind in the future. But yeah, it's Lego. The beauty is you can do whatever you want, right? I also, with the door mechanism used to be at the back, so I used to have less space at the rear, and now I freed that up. So minifigures with very thick hair pieces like this lady here, she fits in with extra room, just like in my Revuelto. And I think that's also fantastic that I can do that. So yeah, if I show you the door mechanism, it's actually really simple. So if I just move this aside, you can see there, it's just one of those T-bar pieces fit into a brick with a stud on the side. And then you've got the one stud with a hole in it connected to the door. That's all there is to it. Having the bar piece allows this subassembly to move in and out however much you want. So you can really fine tune like where you want the door to be and how you want it to hinge and whatnot. It's just having that flexibility is super helpful. So yeah, that's how the door works. Now I'm going to show you some size comparisons as well with my Revuelto mock, so my other major Lamborghini mock. But before I do that, I want to quickly also just upgrade this car. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the additional vents is here as well, and the SVJ logo is simulated with the black and the red. And you can see here, it's black, red, because the SVJ goes like this and like that. So yeah, what I really like to do as well is to put some flame pieces at the rear of the car, because if you've watched any videos on the SVJ, you know that this car is very famous for spitting flames at the rear of the car. I think that looks magnificent. So yeah, let's start with this car then, the SVJ, with the brick-built canopy comparison to the same style of Revuelto. And if you've seen my Revuelto videos, you know that this Revuelto, the white one, has the working rear and front lights as well. So yeah, I'm really happy that both of them have their own signature feature now. For me, I don't often make cars with opening doors. I know a lot of people do, and that's awesome. But personally, I don't find it as easy. But I managed to do it for this one. So now this has the opening doors, this has the working lights. Really happy how, you know, they've got their own sort of secret features and stuff. And if you haven't seen the lights for this, I recommend you watch the video, because I think it is really unique and special. And then also the Aventador Ultimae with the black Revuelto as well. This one has the brick-built lights. These don't light up, but I think the Y lights, especially when you look at them from a low angle like this, they look really accurate. You can see that. And I like that they're clear pieces as well. Nothing against like non-clear pieces, but clear just makes it something special. And I wish I could do clear pieces for the Ultimae as well. So yeah, that is my video on the Aventador Ultimae and Aventador SVJ upgrades. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a thing or two and get some inspiration for your own mocks as well. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.